Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Calcio with Rino Z. This is your fellow Paesano speaking, and of course, we're going to do a little Serie recap of Matchday 21. Comprende? There has been a lot of interesting games. Pretty much, I did cover with my lovely Juventus Milan. I did cover my thoughts on Napoli, but of course, yesterday was Inter Milan against Empoli. Then I watched the Lazio game, and we're gonna give our thoughts, as always, based on the Classifica, and we'll cover everything because tomorrow there's gonna be the Champions League. Maybe I give my 2 cents. You know what? I give my 2 cents the Champions League tomorrow. Then maybe if everything goes well, ladies and gentlemen, I will do a live on Thursday so we can cover everything. Everything. Now, match day 21. Serie match day recap. Match day 21 recap. Mannaggia la miseria. And let's hit these likes and subscription, per favor. Let's start with this game that we witnessed yesterday. Inter Milan against Empoli. A team that at the beginning, the most part, Inter tried, but no chance in goal. Barella tried, he goes too high. Lautaro tried, but if you look at the stats here, the possession, Empoli had 32% and Inter 68%. Such shots and targets 7, Inter 1, Empoli, which they scored that one goal at the second half, Mr. Esposito. So, it was more on the Inter side whatsoever. But at the first half, they tried 0. But going on the second half, guys, finally, Mr. Lautaro Martinez scores, which was a nice goal, by the way, at the 55 minute. Then moving on, going forward, they were still attacking on against Empoli. This Empoli, they seemed pretty good. There was no way on earth that they caused any trouble to Inter, because the second goal was from Dumfries, which is his 5th goal, if I'm correct, at the 79th minute. And of course, as always, as I keep on saying, Mr. Marcus Thuram close to the end, and they finish up 3-0, but then Esposito scores the goal at the 84th minute. So, by looking at the Classifica, they're pretty close, because remember, they have a game in hand. So, they're at 47, Napoli 50. But they still have a game in hand. So, we cannot say that Napoli still 100% sure, because we get still a lot of games to go. So we have to wait and see. I know a lot of Napolitans are so happy. People message me, they see Grande Napoli. No doubt on Napoli. Conte has this team jamming because they beat Atalanta the other day. So let's wait and see what happens. But you never know. You never know what's going to happen. And the games are predictable, because on last Wednesday, they tied with Bologna. But they always had an issue with Bologna, Inter. So, we have to wait and see how is that going to turn out. Yes, it is Empoli. Okay, but guys, Empoli or not Empoli, we, as Juventus and other teams, tied, correct? So, match day 20, correct? Did I say match day 21 or 20? I can't even remember what I say, but moving on. 5 fin de io non ho detto niente. Moving on, boys. The other game, I don't know, this thing is really pissing me off. Stupid thing. When you have to do something, mannaggia la miseria. So it's match day 20, porca la miseria. Affanculo. Scusate ragazzi, it's really pissing me off, my app here. So, Another interesting game, Lazio, which they still at fourth place. They beat Verona 3-0. And what is there to say? The Lazio, they go up and down. But what I do really like about the Lazio team is Zaccagni, man. Because apparently Zaccagni maybe might go to Napoli, as the rumors are going. But he did a nice goal, and this kid keeps grinding, grinding, and grinding. Which, you ask me, would he be a good choice for Napoli? I'm pretty sure he will. There isn't any confirmation yet, but that's what I've been hearing. You know, with the Calcio Mercato now, with all these rumors, you don't know what to believe. So, but this team, so far so good. But Verona recently, guys, it's not the Verona that caused trouble, the big teams, like 2 years ago. If you remember this famous Verona, always with the big teams, somehow, some way, they cause you trouble. So, kudos to them. Then the first goal was from Samuel Gigot and Bolaidia, which is pretty good. A lot of people were saying that we should have got him, but you know what I mean. But they have a nice team compared to last year, pretty competitive and a lot of grinta. But we have to wait and see if they're going to maintain the fourth place, because moving on, once I go through the Classifica, boys, it's going to be very interesting by the first place and the Champions League spot. So, kudos to Lazio, I guess, if you ask me. And let's move on. Let's see what happens, because lots of games to go. But do a little recap. We have Fiorentina and Torino 1-1. All right. Fiorentina, they have been dropping points. Then, of course, Atalanta Napoli 3-2. They risked to maintain the tie, but Lukaku finished. You can check on my other video. Then, of course, my lovely Juventus, whoever expect, 2-0 against Milan after 13 ties. Finally, I win. Finally, I win. Sorry, my son at the background. Every time I got to do something, he has to scream. It is what it is. But Bologna, the other hand, they beat Monza 3-1. But this Monza, ragazzi, like, they've been really bad. But Bologna, I gotta be honest with you, I like how they play. We're gonna see tomorrow, because they're going for the Champions League. And this Italiano has been pretty good with this team. The beginning, not really, but since last game with Inter, even with this one, pretty good. I hope this is something good tomorrow, but we don't know if Bologna will make it through the next round of the Champions League. So, let's get into something fun before I close it up here, because I always will go the first 8. All right? Because Milan is at, where is Milan, ragazzi? 8th? 8th? So we got Milan 8th place, 31 points. All right? I have no idea what is going to happen with the Milan. Yes, everybody got excited because they won the Supercoppa. But the last game against Como, they got pretty lucky. And there were some Milanese who weren't happy even though they win. Then against us, I'm sorry for my fellow Milanese, especially my mother. She's not happy about the situation. I don't know what happened there, but hey, somehow, some way, we needed the win, and we deserve the win. So we're going to see on their next games how is that going to turn out. And of course, they're going to be playing on Wednesday for the Champions League. And we'll see how they match. So Milan, they're at 31. Bologna, they're at 33 points. So Milan, I don't know. And they're 7th place, Bologna. So we have to wait and see, because Bologna 33, Fiorentina 33. So somehow, somewhere, Milan can start winning. Maybe they can catch up to catch that top 4 spot. Because at 5th place, we got Juventus 37 and Lazio 4th place 39. So, like I said, it's going to be a tight race for the Champions League and, of course, Europa League spot. And if moving on top, you got Atalanta 43. Yes, I said Atalanta could somewhat be in the race because if you look, Atalanta there's 7 points with Napoli because they're 50 and Inter 47. True, Milan has a game in hand and even Inter. So it's going to be what I like to see. Unfortunately, Juventus won't be in the Scudetto race. If you ask me, I will care about the top four. A tight race, guys. Remember when Milan and Inter were fighting till the end of the last game day, and then Milan win, and they were down to 2 points, even though Inter win. But sometimes with certain games, you got to be very careful because with Serie A, especially with the small teams, anything can happen. So this is that. This is my little Serie A recap. And stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll do some Juventus news. Of course, talk about the latest of the Champions League. My Juventus, then I save the other ones the day after. Because to catch up with all these teams, I'm sorry, but I'm a Juventino. I can't help it. I have to talk about Juventus. It is the whole purpose of Calcio with Rino Z, guys. So put a like and subscribe. Thank you for all your love support. I see a lot of new faces, a lot of people with the support. I really appreciate it. And let me know what you think based on the Classifica, the latest games, and whatsoever. Bada bing, bada boom. Ciao, ciao, ragazzi.